Good afternoon, my loves. Welcome to Maverick Baking and welcome to another installment of Desserts of the World. Today, we venture yet again, very happily, to South America. We are talking today about the beautiful land of Brazil. A country so big it covers pretty much half of the incredibly large continent that it sits upon. It's a nation that has just about every type of natural phenomenon, animal, landscape that the human eye has ever yet encountered. The only thing it's maybe missing are like icebergs and penguins, but it's got literally everything else that planet Earth has to offer. As with any land so mind-bogglingly large, its cuisine seems to be every bit as diverse and kind of regional as its people, its religions, and its cultures. You'll obviously see vast use of beloved kind of South American ingredients such as coffee, beans, rice, cassava, banana, but you can also see in both its sweet and savory foods influence from centuries-old European colonization and immigration, as well as influence from the very large population from African heritage. And the treat we are making today seems like a blend of several kind of edible influences in one. We're talking about Brigadeiro, something that seems to unite this very, very vast landscape over one delicious little mouthful. Containing world-renowned South American cocoa, but prepared with kind of noticeably distinctive European influenced ingredients, the Brigadeiro is a treat that walks a line between chocolate fudge and chocolate truffle. It's a kind of bite-sized bomb of sweet, chewy cocoa fudge wrapped in kind of crispy, sweet chocolate sprinkles. These are tasty little treats that appeal to all ages and are undeniably addictive at any time of year, not just on special occasions. Much like many other beloved Latin American desserts, Brigadeiro consists mostly of sticky, sweet condensed milk, and thank God for that. Though you won't see it caramelized into dulce de leche as we did, for example, in Argentinian cuisine, this dreamy dairy product makes for a delectable texture in these little sweet snacks. With just a few minutes of melting and a few minutes of stirring, you'll very, very quickly have a kind of gorgeous chocolate fudge mixture ready to pour, set, roll, coat, and eat in that order. Admittedly, like with all desserts, you will have to exercise a little bit of patience while that sticky stuff kind of cools and firms up slightly, but as soon as you have these Brigadeiro rolled and ready, you can throw both caution and patience to the wind in terms of how many and how quickly you eat them. Fortunately for us all, these keep really, really well in the fridge for a good few days, so it's not like something you'll have to scoff up really quickly, even if you did want to, which makes them not only good just to have as kind of sweet snacks to hand, but they can also be good for making ahead for, say, a dinner party, or even to give as a gift at this very gift-giving time of year. Also, though I don't have them running around the house myself, I imagine these are something that would be great to make with your kids, especially if you need to entertain them on kind of cold weekend days. Once you have the fudge mixture cooled down, you can kind of help them get their hands messy to roll up these little fudge balls and to coat them in those chocolate sprinkles. It's fun for all ages, though, I can assure you of that. These are every bit as rich in the winter as they are kind of refreshing in warm temperatures too, making them a really great recipe to have to hand in a pinch, even if you aren't, well-versed in Brazilian cuisine. I really do hope you love these as much as we have. It's something I will definitely be kind of making and toying around with in future, if for nothing else apart from my own self-indulgence. I really hope you guys love these every bit as much as we have. Let's make Brigadeiro. A much-loved ingredient all over South America, this recipe's star ingredient is some lovely sticky, sweet condensed milk. You're just going to want to bung kind of the whole tin in there and make sure you scrape it out well with a spatula so as not to waste any. And just put it into just a regular kind of small saucepan, because we're going to put it over the hob on a very gentle heat. To this, for our lovely chocolatey flavour, before we add those sprinkles later, we're just using some standard cocoa powder. Using the kind of best you can afford will obviously bring out the best flavour, but these are much more of a kind of sweet treat than a chocolatey one, so don't worry too much. Do feel free to add a little extra pinch of salt here too if you like a bit of salt in your sweets like I do. Then you're just going to want to kind of gently warm and melt all of these ingredients together, stirring it occasionally just so nothing gets stuck. Meanwhile, you're going to want to prepare just a plate that's been kind of greased all over with some soft butter, just like I'm doing here. This is so that we can pour the hot mixture on top without it kind of sticking to or ruining your plates. So you'll see that after a few minutes of just gentle kind of cooking and bubbling away, the mixture really does thicken up. And then you're just going to want to pour it out onto that plate that you prepared earlier and allow it to sit, to cool and to firm up for a couple of hours or even overnight. The following day, I grabbed the all-important chocolate sprinkles. These are just standard chocolate sprinkles, nothing kind of specific, nothing fancy. And you're just going to want to take spoonfuls, as big or as small as you like, of your lovely, now sticky kind of fudge mixture. Roll it into balls with clean hands and then just coat it ever so generously in those lovely chocolate sprinkles. It's kind of easiest to roll them all first, then coat them all. Otherwise, your hands will end up just as kind of rolled and coated as they are. And then you just want to either eat those straight away or pop them back in the fridge until you are ready to serve up. And that is it. That is how wonderfully simple and sweet and fabulous these little Brazilian Brigadeiro are. So sweet, so chocolatey. And I do think they look very elegant for how basic of a recipe is behind them. These are great to keep in the fridge to scoff, or they're great to share. They're just an absolutely delectable sweet treat to try if you've never tried them before. I hope you love them every bit as much as we have.